Navigating challenges and expansion to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Today, let's chat for a couple of minutes about challenges when it comes to expanding your business. I'm going to touch on 6 key areas to consider just to get you thinking about it. Not sure you've thought about using expansion strategy as a way to supersize and grow your business or not, but if you haven't, this gives you some food for thought as you are considering different strategies for your business and business growth. First thing to consider is understanding the marketing landscape and the market landscape that you're operating in, both from a detailed market that you're in, so do extensive market research to study that, as well as adapting to the cultural differences and nuances that exist in different markets, as well as in different geographical areas, right? Because we can expand in many different ways. Secondly, we want to consider financial strategies for expansion. Do you have the cash reserves that you want? So you want to do strategic financial planning and make sure that your budgeting, that your forecasting, that your funding sources are all available and lined up before you begin to do an expansion. You also want to consider risk management as part of your financial strategies for expansion. You have to know what the risks are, what's going on in the marketplace, what you can do to diversify your investments, what you can do to effectively have risk management practices in place to protect you as you move forward, as well as contingency plans and safeguards in place to make sure that you don't make any huge catastrophic mistakes or mistakes that cost you dearly as you're expanding. Thirdly, we want to build and make sure that we have already built a strong operational infrastructure. If you don't have the infrastructure and the systems in place, scalable operations and technological solutions in place to make it possible, it's pretty hard to expand and grow. You want to have your systems proven in one location before you expand to other locations, for example. Fourth, human resource and talent acquisition is a huge consideration when expanding. If you're going to open another plant or expand and build your existing operating facilities, you need to make sure that you can get the right people in the right places and the right positions to handle that expansion and growth. It's just like any other big project. You have to have the team behind the project in order to make sure that the project is a success. And business expansion and growth is no different. So we want to have employee engagement. We want to have workforce planning. We need to have a plan for who needs to be where, what roles need to be filled, what their responsibilities are, etc. Fifth, compliance and legal. And this one I leave to the experts. I always hire this part out and have my legal team take care of this for me because there are so many nuances and so many things, and the world and the environment is changing all the time. This is an area that can stop you in your tracks if you make a mistake. So I make sure I have the experts that help guide me and lead me through this part of the expansion plan. We need somebody to help us navigate regulatory agencies and regulations that might impact our business. We need to make sure that our contracts and our intellectual property is connected. And I have quite a bit of experience with intellectual property, and copywriting and things like that. But I always have hired experts to help me with those things. That and contracts. I'm not going to touch them. I'm not going to, because one line of a contract can change everything. One word of a contract can change everything, or an agreement. And then finally, we have to have marketing strategies in place for branding. So we want to have both local launches of our brand as well as digital footprints and a good website that's user-friendly, all the things we've talked about before. So these are just some of my top thoughts of branding and of expanding our business, top considerations, things we need to make sure that we're not forgetting to consider. Because when we expand, it takes what we're doing already and puts it out into the world even more. And we want to make sure that what we're putting out is what we want to be putting out into the world. So I'd love to know if you've done an expansion of an existing business or a business in the past, or are planning an expansion. Share your experience in the comments below so we can learn from one another. I've had lots of experience in this area, some good, some bad, some really ugly, which is why these are the things I make sure I consider. We actually have checklists and processes and systems in place, depending on whatever strategy we're going to use for our business, so that we don't miss some things. It helps us to make sure that we're not making common mistakes and common errors that others make, because That's where these challenges come from, is not considering something we should have known to consider before we started the project or process or expansion in the first place. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow with another supersizing your business strategy, idea, etc. Have a great day.